Really?
Yes, but what are you having for dinner?
I'm having tortellini with some grated cheddar cheese and ketchup. Look at that, it's steaming. It's absolutely beautiful. That paired with a beautiful Italian Pinot Noir, and I'm having the time of my life.
Pasta and ketchup, but pasta and ketchup.
My 14-year-old sister has that. She also will eat chicken nuggets and pizza and mashed potato. That's her diet.
It sounds like
Autism dinner.
so your little sister could come be a manager at the Boxford. Please do come and no culinary taste required.
Yep.
So anyway, welcome to the Atomic Cast. Guys, we little intro from Bert for you there, just to tell you all about his life. It's a little bit different today. Because I'm not in charge. Jordan is, which is a terrifying thought for everybody. But he has a cunning plan. You may have noticed that we haven't really done an awful lot of battle reports and stuff recently. That's because there was a lot of stuff happening in the world and everyone was a bit busy. But don't know if anyone's been on the internet recently. Apparently, there's a new edition coming. Who knew? Which is a very exciting time for all of us. And we've been thinking about trying to do something for like the new year and stuff anyway, and making some new armies. So Jordan is going to tell us all about his cunning plan, aren't you, Jordan?
Apparently so.
um, yeah, you are. I promise.
Nice.
So while you're telling us about your cunning plan, I should probably find your slides that you sent us, like a professional adult.
Yeah, this is the first slideshow I've made since about year 10. I'm 30 this week, so that gives you some explanation as to how crap these slides are going to be for everyone. Some real basic stuff.
I mean, they're on PowerPoint for a starter.
That is, yeah. Apparently, you can do them on Word. But...
Prezi, mate. You want Prezi?
You can probably, Prezi, mate. Prezi.
Canva.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're just making up words.
They are. I stopped doing ICT in year 9.
Zoom is updated and I can't find the share screen button. We're so professional.
Unexpected podcasts never have this level of authenticity and charm.
No, they did not. You're right. Do you press share screen?
Do you want to stop recording and then we'll just restart?
I've allowed Jordan to share a screen.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
Why would we ever stop recording, Ben? What an absolute ridiculous concept.
Jordan, it's the green button right at the bottom.
I'm so happy that we do this this for Spotify.
I've got it. Let me get the slideshow.
Oh, I've got it. Oh yeah, you do it. You're in charge.
Nice. This is great. Ben, do you want to tell us your opinions on tortellini, ketchup, and cheese?
I support people making their own choices in life. Whether they're the right choices is a separate kettle of fish. I just don't know who hurt you, Bert, that led you to this path.
Oh, his Italian chef. We covered that.
Yep.
No, he's been doing this years. This is a child. Is this a childhood thing?
Watching my chef's face when I do this to his pasta is like your opponent's face when you pass 3 in the ways, score a wound on the Witch King, and watch him roll 3 consecutive ones to fail his fate. It is that satisfying.
Oh, but
I've done that. Idea.
I've done that. Is everyone seeing this?
Yes.
It is appearing.
Look at that. I made a thing.
You did.
It's disconcerting not seeing my own face though, so that's fun.
Is the old dude on the left? Is that Bert or me?
Could be one of you.
I think I'm going to vote Bert.
Yes.
Am I the youngest person on this pod today?
No.
How old are you, Bert?
I'm 29.
We did discover that me and Bert I'm actually older than Bert.
What month is your birthday, Bert?
October.
Ben is the youngest.
Yeah.
By how much?
July.
Okay.
Hey Jordan,
Wow.
what is a tale of four gamers?
Before we get into what everyone's star sign is.
What is a tale of four gamers? I don't know if viewers will have seen this. Depends if they watched Red White Dwarfs back in the day. But basically, White Dwarf used to do a series over the course of like 4 or 5 issues where 4 guys in the studio would just collect an army and they would play games with each other and they had to get their armies painted to certain points increments. It's something that I always thought was really cool. I don't know. Did any of you ever read this?
Yeah, I loved the one they did for issue 300, the fantasy one. That was amazing because they also did the prices that they were given a financial allocation as well, and it's absolutely baffling to know how much stuff they could get back in the day with their they got like £25 a week, and they somehow still managed to do it. But then they did one for Warhammer 40,000 like years later, which was really nice and slick, and it ended in like an Armageddon game, which from memory was just absolute chaos.
2-on-2, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the orc guy was like, "Well, I've just bought and painted up a Squiggoth, so I'm just gonna run that."
Yeah, it was that was the series that I started reading. It was when they did the 40k version, and it was they just done. Oh, we're gonna lose all of our Middle Earth viewers because I'm going to go on a little tangent. They just released the what was the box? Battle for Black Reach with the Space Marines and the Orcs. Had the really cool death copters.
Yeah, plastic death copters for the first time ever.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So anyway,
I don't know if you've ever seen, guys, but they did these really cool magazines here.
Yes.
And they had some really cool battle reports and things in them. And lots of really cool stories, and these are what I grew up on. None of this 40k nonsense.
Can't see what you're showing.
Can you not?
No, because I can't see any of you.
We can see you, Tom.
I've got my Lord of the Rings Battle Games in Middle Earth, one of my binders out, which appears to be episode 14 to number something.
Was that the subscription magazine you could get delivered to your house that had images in it as well?
Mm.
Oh, I used to get those.
And you could follow along, and as you went through, they sent you the models for that month, that week, and then they did a battle report using those models, told you how to paint those models, and it was just the best onboard. They were really dusty. I've made dust everywhere. That was like the best onboarding process for anyone getting into the hobby. I speak to so many people in the shop who are like, "Yeah, I got into it through the magazines. Do you remember those magazines?" Yeah.
Swish. So, why Tale of Four Gamers? So a little bit about me. I've transitioned from 40k into MESBG.
40k, boo.
Yeah, boo. Smelly 40k. And what I noticed when I transitioned was that there's so much content on the internet for people to follow along, building their new armies, building their new forces, etc. But there's not a lot of continuous sort of like step by step. Here's how I did this to this content for Middle Earth. So I was chatting to the guys, and we thought it'd be pretty cool to each take a different way of building a new army, and with different factions, and see what we could come up with over the course of a few months. So yeah, I just think that this is something that's slightly lacking in the MESBG community, and I thought, hey, it'd be pretty cool to do something different. Yes.
Yeah, man. It's actually a thing we talked about a little while ago, back in the day with Lee and Daniel, in the old days of the Atomic Cards YouTube, where we talked about doing it with the battle hosts when they first came out, and getting one each and kind of working through that. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more on that later, I'm sure, but that's one of the things that we talked about doing a lot, because it's quite good to see. You see an awful lot of people now jumping in with one of those battle hosts because they do seem like such a good deal. So we were like, yeah, well, I'll get one of them and we'll build through it and see and try to, yeah, do that stuff.
we've actually got a couple of new guys in the shop who've been coming down to play on Thursdays. Lewis in particular has been building out of the Battle of Gileath box, and is collecting a really sort of cool Mordor army. So it's nice to see that like that's how people are starting, but it's like there doesn't seem to be any content for like those next steps, where to go next. And I think that's what this series should be aiming to do, is helping people with like the first few months of their sort of hobby, build themselves into, you know, what can you achieve in a few months. So there was an elephant in the room, and that is that we've actually been planning this series for like the last couple of months, 2-3 months, but you know, horrible people like me and Ben go on holidays in the summer, and Tom's got a shop to run, and Henry's a busy boy going to all these tournaments. So actually it's been delayed quite massively from when we initially spoke about it. And in the meantime, GW announced a brand new edition. So we've had to sort of pivot our idea of setting up new armies for the new year to being trying to get an army ready for the new edition. So yeah, I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on sort of like the new edition, if we wanted to go off on a little tangent for a bit.
I think the nice thing about doing armies like from scratch is that I think we'll get onto what armies you guys are doing. But a new edition, Middle Earth being Middle Earth, it's gonna be tweaks. It's gonna be some small adjustments. Again, if you started playing the game in 2001, 2002 with the old green rulebook, you'll still recognise what goes on the table today, and that's going to stay the same. And I'd say 80 to 90% of armies are going to be completely untouched or play in a very, very, very similar way. So the main thing is this is actually very nicely timed, so that in advance of the new edition, new players can see that it's still very, very possible to begin an army in the same way. There's lots of resources out there in terms of product and painting and community and, well, awesome content. So it'll all still be relevant.
Nice. Henry, anything you wanted to add about the new edition? I know that you're very excited for the new supplement that's coming out.
Puppies!
Oh, the new. I'm excited for Angmar supplement, which obviously isn't the new edition. I literally have 36 dogs behind me right now, ready to be painted.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm going back to my roots.
I need to check mine. I might have a very similar number from when I tried to play Walls of Isengard for a bit. We can cause some carnage, mate. Let's go.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Those few months are going to be great fun in the GBHL community, where we've all just got to play Mordor and Walls of Isengard.
I'm really hopeful that we're assuming this is going to hit kind of around November, December time, the actual edition. Then we go. I'm just really hopeful for the first 3 months or 4 months, up until the summer, there is a general amount of carnage in terms of what lists people are bringing. That's the thing I'm like really hopeful for. I hope people just go
into the West.
Into the West. Just utter debauchery, and I'm excited.
Bonkers.
It's going to be, while people I'm sure people will figure out what's hot and what's not. But I just really hope that people as a whole take it as an opportunity to hit a bit of a reset stamp and go, right, look, I'm bored of playing with the same list over and over again. I don't want to play with Black Numnorians and Witch Kings anymore. I'm bored of it. Let's bring out some new funky stuff. Let's go back to like a cool pure army that's just for the themes or whatever. I would like to see some more just vanilla stuff again for a bit. I hope we go back to a little bit of that just for a few months.
It's stuff like basic. It's stuff like I'd personally really love to see basic Isengard be seen as like, oh yeah, like actually really solid, because it's things like basic fighting Urukai. They feel like the upper band of Fight 4. They should feel really scary. But then there's D7, too much D7 floating around, too much Fight 5. Their defense 5 without a shield. So they're just very lackluster. And in the movies, they're super cool. It's a great aesthetic. They're really threatening. Like, they evoke proper fear. And in game at the moment, it's you played that shit. That's cute.
Yeah,
And
what
it means
they are
that
is solid, not super.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so again,
I mean, they
reset
do
and
well, and they've got some good results in events and things, but only in the hands of quite experienced people.
Yeah.
who have won events with other things. So it's things like that. So I'd be excited to dig out some old stuff and just go to events and go, maybe it'll work now.
Hey, Jordan, that's a lovely segue.
Into our roadmap. Or is it a lovely segue into what? What's it a lovely segue into, Tom?
Okay, pause the segue. We'll come back to it later.
You didn't look at the slides before, did you?
No, I've just finished having dinner with my mum.
This pod has gone to chaos already. So the idea was originally we were going to have 4 months and do each point increment would have been over 4 months. But because we're imagining that the new edition is going to be out in November, December time, we're going to aim to be finished by the end of November. So we are now going to go in 3 points increments, which means more work for everyone and less time, but hopefully no less quality of product that we deliver to the screen for you, the viewers, and ourselves, hopefully, with some new armies. So the first month, September, which is in a couple of days, the aim is that we need to build, paint, and play 3 games with a 450-point army. In month 2, October, we have to then build, paint, and play 3 games with a 600-point army. That isn't like a different 600-point army. It's our 450 into 600. And then in November, we take the 600 into 750, and we have to build, paint, and play 3 games. The aim, I believe, is to try and film as many of those games. Am I right, Tom?
Yes, I would like to have, I think, as a minimum, at least 1 game with everyone's army at each points ish. So if we could do, for example, at 450, Tom versus Jordan and Henry versus Ben, and get them up as a minimum, anything extra we can do would be fantastic.
Yep. You will have to bear with us though, because obviously we will be filming September's battle reports in September, which means that it might be that the time that, for example, Ben and Henry can play their game is the very beginning of September, when Ben has got 5 models painted and Henry has 10 models painted. So you might see some in progress stuff going on. But hopefully at the end of each month, when we do the roundup pod, it will be a case of here's pictures of our fully painted force or half painted force. This is what we've got done. So hopefully it'd be nice to see some progress in the bat reps and any other content we do around this. That fair, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It'd be cool to get a sort of look behind the curtain of the madness that is this podcast. Nice. So yeah, anyone got anything that they wanted to add about the roadmap that we've got?
I don't think I've played 3 games a month in a long time, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Someone else spoke.
No, I say it'd be kind of cool to get some like work in progress, like pictures along the way.
Yeah.
For painting progress, or even just pictures of like mountains of plastic sprues just littered all over your coffee table. That kind of thing.
Don't you worry about it. I've got progress pictures, how I painted it. It's set, mate.
Ben's going to be doing like a let's paint.
Let's paint poorly, but let's paint.
This video hit, how many likes, Tom, before Ben has to film a let's paint video?
Professionally painted though, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a little video somewhere of me making some stuff. I'm trying to find like vigorously, but it's somewhere. I've done something.
Swish. Cool. Well, so I'm gonna move on to the next slide if everyone's happy with that. So the scoring, how we're gonna score this. Basically, we all sat down and had a chat with what we thought was the fairest way to score it, because obviously some people are better at playing the game than others. I would obviously win if it was a gaming thing. And then, some people have got more time to do the hobby than others. So what we've done is we've split the points equally between hobby and gaming. So you get 3 points for having all your models painted, 3 points for having them all based and rimmed, 3 points for adding a highlight to your models, and 3 points for the secret hobby missions, which we'll talk about later. And then for the gaming, obviously, it's 4 points for a win, 2 points for a draw, 1 point for a loss. We each play 3 games because we'll play each other each point increment. So it's a total of 24 points if you manage to do everything. I think if anyone does manage to do everything every month and get the full 24 points every month, then they've obviously got
Too much time in their hands.
Yeah. I was going to say they've not really got much of a life, but I'm really worried that I might actually get close to 24.
It's going to be you.
So, is there any bits that people feel overly confident on and that they're not super confident about?
I am not crazy confident that I will get everything painted in time.
Nice.
Same here.
But I'm gonna really try, and it could be that the final days before the end of each month are quite painful.
Mine is going to be tabletop ready. I think I can do it in 2 hours.
Okay.
I might even stream it one day. We'll see.
If the new edition had been announced and all I had to do was 350, I could do that. For that extra 100, I was thinking about it before we came on. I was like, yeah, that's a push. That's going to be a push now.
If anyone's keen, we could do some like we could all call him and paint one evening and just have a chit chat. Yeah. Like, well, I don't know, do Warhammer still do them? Do they still do them on their like YouTube channels and stuff where they used to like do paint along with Peachy and the gang, and they just answer questions?
Hang out and hobby, wasn't it?
People do bits. Yeah. We could talk about the new edition, our hopes, fears, dreams, and aspirations.
Cool. Just hang out, hobby, and not talk about what we're doing really.
But yeah, if you want to see that, let us know in the comments below. If you don't, also let us know in the comments below, because interaction is good.
It'll just be me slapping Nuln Oil across everything.
Dip it, mate. Get yourself a dip.
Yeah.
That's how you know you played 40k orcs, when you've got a dipping pot of grime.
Oh, no.
I still remember the day Beck found my pot of grime in the shop, and as a chemistry teacher, smelt it and went, "That's horrendous and not safe at all." And it was basically just all the paint water I'd ever had, as well as some like other, slime ingredients and things from various things. And she's like, "That's just not okay. It's just not safe.
That's not okay."
Had ink washes and things in it. Yeah, but I tell you what, it gave a really cool effect. You could it was a jam jar. You could dip a whole model in. It was great.
One question on the scoring, which I'm sure people have been asking as well. Is it a very binary thing of if you have painted all but one model, you score 0?
Oh yeah, I feel like
there can't be any ifs, buts, or maybes, can there?
Or can there be some opportunity for an undisclosed person to?
Well, you don't get 1 point for painting one model, 2 points for painting 30 models, and 3 points for painting 31. That's silly.
I think this discussion comes up in a later slide that we should all hold on to.
It should. I mean, I'm going to be all right though, because my 450 is not very much to paint, because I've got.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, that was professional.
Woo!
Put that in the thing. Yes. So, Bert tried to segue to it earlier, and I also tried to segue to it earlier. I've been wanting to do the battle boxes for ages, the battle hosts. So I am. However, I forgot when we were doing it. So 350 was fine, because 350 is one warband and is great out of this. 450 is a little bit more ludicrous, but it's okay. So basically, I've always wanted a guy. I played the good guys as kids when we had the magazines, the D.S. Agostini ones. So I never got to play as the baddies, and I used to play against Isengard a lot because there was lots of Isengard in the magazines. I also. I've been playing as goodies for a long time now, like recently, other than like my goblins. So I want to be a baddie, and I've had a lot of fun playing with Saruman as a goodie, and I want to try him out as a baddie. I want to try evil Saruman, and Grima just sounds like a bit of a dick, so it's okay. It'll be fun. I also kind of wanted like scout legions and things like that at various points because they seemed like a bit of me. So I was like, you know what, sod it. If we're gonna do this, I'll get an Isengard battle host. I'll play as the baddies. I'll play around with Saruman and Grima. I'll get myself some scouts. I'll have a lovely time. So, plan. 450 points, Isengard. You want to hear a list? It's majestic.
If you want to go for a list.
Baby.
Yeah, man, I've got a list. I've got Saruman on horse as my leader at 450. He is lead because in the box. He's not got Grima Wormtongue with him because that was too many points, right? So I've got 8 Uruk-hai with shield because that's how many you get in the box, and 8 with pikes. Then I have got a Uruk-hai scout captain who is just going to be one of the scouts that I'm going to pick, and I'm going to choose to love him, and he is going to be a special captain for me.
With a tactical rock?
We'll see. I'll do some cool conversions on him.
Yeah.
Stick a cloak on then he is going to have with him 5 scouts with bows.
Nice.
For a nice, tidy 450 points.
How many models is that? Is that 16, 17?
That is 23, Jordan.
Oh my god.
That's still. I'm looking at my list now,
not
thinking.
bad.
Yeah. Now you're not laughing, are you?
That's really not bad. Oh man.
That
Saruman
is
23.
That is 23 fight 4 strength 4 models, my friend.
That's decent.
With the
Of which
wizard.
8 of them are D6.
That's very decent.
Yeah, it's decent.
Some of them are D4, but let's not talk about that. And I've got
and it's all out the box.
It's what?
And it's all out the box.
It's all out the box. I get to play with Saruman at a ridiculously low points level, so I hope you weren't planning on bringing any heroes because you're not using them. And yeah, hopefully it'll be fun. And then as we go up 700s, or to 600s next.
600 next, yeah.
I'm basically going to use the rest of the box and add in a couple of heroes. So probably the Vrasku box. Is it Vrasku and Malher that come together?
Vrasku, Malher, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll come in next. So I can have some Marauders and a Vrasku and probably some crossbows if I can be bothered to buy some. And then as we got to bigger points, who knows? Honestly, probably Lurts and more heroes and maybe not bother with warriors. We'll find out. Because I don't really know what I want to do. I haven't got to the high points yet. We'll see what I like. Do I want to go like? I kind of want to do a Helm's Deep like horde of Isengard boys, but I also kind of want to do a load of scouts. But I don't think it's 700. It's appropriate. But I do have a Grishtak lying around and at least 4 crawling hobbits of various types. So I don't know. I don't know what the plan at high points is, but at low points, Saruman and a full warband plus a scout captain and a spattering of scouts with bows. That's the dream. I have a dream. You will not take this from me.
It's fantastic stuff. Anyone got any questions for Tom and his mad Isengard ideas?
Is Saruman on a horse?
Oh, Saruman is on a horse, yes.
Lovely.
I have sprung for the 10 points for a horse on Saruman as opposed to 25 points for Grima because it'll be fun for me.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he can run away.
Yeah. He can move around, he can get away. Also that little bit of he's a little bit of a donker on the charge, and he can do some stuns. Before we all forget how to stun with our models.
Get those special strikes in.
That's it.
Yeah, got to get my special strikes in for the boys. If between us we don't cover every single special strike, I'm going to be upset. I can feint and stun, right?
Nice.
And I don't want to have to start converting scouts to have axes just to do piercing striking, because one of you is going to be able to piercing strike. I can feel it.
I'm worried. Is there going to be any bashes amongst us though?
Oh,
well, let's find out with whoever's bringing the next army.
Henry,
it's me.
Do you want to tell us about your plans?
Oh, I have so much plans. So my initial plan was to build out of the main box that you get, so the Osgiliath box, the Blackgates Legion. So basically beefy chiefy, lads, and mouth, just go from there. But thinking ahead to maybe the new edition, I'm going to start off with that pivot more into a bit of variety in Mordor. So some of the named heroes, like a lovely little Koroth, little Gurits, a cheeky little Ringwraith, and just lads. I love big armies, so I just want lots of orcs. Very Mordor. This is Mordor Horde. Let's go.
Nice.
But starting at 450, it basically ends up being, as he makes adjustments, as he realizes he went over by 5 points. It's 25 models. So that's Beefy Chiefy, 7 Morannons with shield and mixed weaponry, so axes, maces, swords. A Morannon with spear and shield and banner. 7 with spear and shield. The mouth on a horse with 4 Morans with shield and 4 Morans with shield and spear. So just a lovely amount of. I've got more like these lads here.
You're going to use the model with a club so he can do some bashing.
Yeah,
or whatever it is, a rock on a stick.
Rock on the stick.
Oh, you can give your Morannons clubs.
He's
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
he's
back next to the troll, or the third one in on the left.
Troll
he's modelled.
The troll chieftain can't take it.
No. Next to the troll chieftain, there's the guy with his arms up.
Yeah, he's like holding out in front of him.
It's a,
He's got a rock
he's
on a stick.
Oh, don't worry, he's in there already.
He's the basher.
Is Pie Face come in?
Oh yeah, he's
my favourite Morannon orc. He's just behind Gothmog.
Yeah, we like Pie Face.
the one that I've seen compared to Jay Leno.
Almost as ugly as Theodred.
And then somewhere there's the one on the left in the middle who sorry, I love Morannon orcs. The one on the left in the middle who looks like exact pose as a warrior of Minas Tirith, which is one of my favourite dudes. And like the one with a spear and shields, and then the one just above him, they both look exactly like the same pose as the warriors of Minas Tirith.
Oh, the one going like Gah!
Yeah, there's one going and then there's one who's got the shield and the spear like that. Yeah,
But
sorry,
Henry single-handedly with Henry's box, he should be able to cover off all the special strikes for everyone.
Yeah, he genuinely should.
Oh, yeah. Except
Can he stun?
Or yeah, and can you feint? It depends if you've is your fight higher than everyone else?
Gothmog's is.
Oh yeah, true.
So I will say now, I won't be
he
taking
doesn't have
Gothmog.
Sword.
You're not taking Gothmog.
But he's
I'm
in the
not
box.
taking He's in the box.
Controversial.
I like Gothmog, but I want to play it like do a different direction. If that makes sense.
One of my absolute favourite scenes from the Lord of the Rings film is when Gothmog lays down that hock tour on that piece of masonry. And the fact that that's not going to turn up in one of our bat reps, Henry, makes me really sad.
Oh, I thought he hock toured on Madril.
Maybe he does it on him too.
He sidesteps the rock and just goes.
Oh,
He gives it a full.
Madril, he does a little.
oh, he does
that
the
on.
two-hander with Madril, doesn't he? Yeah.
He
Yeah,
does
he
what the
gives it
Urukai do at Helm's Deep, where they go like, ooh, boom, 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 boom. Like that,
Madril
but
gets
he
the
does it
salt and
once.
pepper shaker.
He just does this, yeah. He just.
The content became very unsafe very quickly.
That's what Pie Face would do to you, mate. Look at him. He's
That's
some
it.
boy.
Are we moving on to the next person? Anyone got any questions for Henry?
Yeah, why isn't he bringing Gothmog? What a coward. Who's he bringing instead?
Beefy Chiefy, the
Beefy
beefiest of the boys.
Oh, the beefiest of boys. Okay, I'll allow it.
Is this the actual Legion?
Yeah, so I'm starting off the Legion and then at higher points petering into just standard Mordor with variety.
He's doing
See,
a cheeky pivot halfway through.
Mm.
when we had more time, I was going to try and cover every Isengard Legion, but except Walls of Isengard, because I already have that, and that's cheating.
Damn
But-
you, J. Claire, and your new edition. How dare you treat us like this?
I love
With
you,
new
Jay.
fancy toys and a lovely new edition.
Yeah, but costs more than £1 a point.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Super excited though. Right, let's move on. Mr. Ben, would you like to tell us about
Okay.
your...
Mine
Handsome
doesn't come
boy.
on a battle host.
I like that you got a
sad.
picture of Ben to put as
Really
I did. I got a
sadly.
picture of Ben.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I enjoy playing dwarves. I've got Khazad-dûm and I've got Army of Thrall, which I've had an absolutely stellar time with. And I own some Erebor stuff. It is not painted. I've barely ever used it because I think Erebor Reclaimed Vanilla is rubbish. So I'm going to do it. And we're going to see how it goes. But the plan at 450 now. And now Tom is bringing Saruman. He's not going to do anything, but we're going to have Thorin on a goat. We're then going to have 18 Iron Hills dwarves, 6 of them with crossbows, because I own the models and I would like to use them, even though I think they are rubbish. And then Gloin, and that's it at 450.
That's pretty punchy.
We'll see. We'll see. There's no
Nice
banner.
choice.
There's no banner, but we'll see how it goes. Then the plan.
Who's bringing banners? What
Yeah,
losers?
no, I just don't
To
need
be
it.
fair, Ben,
Honestly,
this is coming from the man that's told everyone in Swindon that that his dwarf army is not good, and then came second at 90 with it.
Yeah, it's just
different
practice,
dwarves.
mate. I've been playing
Different
Army of Thrall
dwarves,
for like over a
but,
year.
But yeah, like he's saying it's not going to be good. Ben is going to win this.
We'll see. We'll see how they go. But the key point of starting Erebor Reclaimed here is so I can transition into allying them as we get bigger points. So at 600, we'll probably chuck in some Dale lads because I really, really love the Dale models. So we'll probably go with Defenders of Erebor and start trying to make things work that way. And then once we go up to 750, we can go full crazy with the Defenders of Erebor. We'll probably won't be playing pure vanilla Erebor Reclaimed unless at 450 I have an absolutely stellar time with them. But I would like to bring the Dale boys in. Progress wise, I've painted up to 350 points of it so far.
Ben is going ahead.
I just need to do the last few bits, but I'm not happy
I
with
completely forgot the progress bit. I haven't even bought it. It's on my shelf in my shop, staring at me every day. My shop, atomiccards.co.uk.
Buy stuff.
If you'd like to really curtail this, buy the Isengard battle host before I can.
But the plan is that once we get to bigger points, we will fully be binning off Thorin, and we will go in with Old Dane, who
I
is
love
just
Thorin, mate. He's my favorite.
no Old Dane with Brand having a great time. I can spend games trying to trap myself and hoping it doesn't go wrong.
Oh, I'll compel you into some traps, babe. It's okay.
It's all I need. It's all I need. Those 3 heroics, Brand getting a reroll. It'd be lovely. It'd be lovely. So yeah, I'm excited to do the dwarves. I've not had a great time painting them, but we'll probably have a separate conversation about the painting progress. They are probably the worst dwarves I've ever painted, which is sad, but I'm really trying.
Also,
I just noticed I've lost my status as the top Erebor Reclaimed person on Longshanks.
Really?
And I'm heartbroken.
That's caution.
I was going to say, it's impressive that these are your least favourite dwarves you've painted, because you're painting 10 mil dwarves as well, aren't you?
Yeah, my 10 mil dwarves are stunning and they look beautiful.
Do look amazing.
I'm sat painting my 10 mil dwarves being like, you are my children, my beauties, and then next to my 28 mils and they look awful.
That's Tom Patterson, King Under the Mountain.
Ooh.
Official
claims.
Highest rated Erebor Reclaimed player on Longshanks.
Yes, I'm not aiming for that.
Do you know what that is? Foreign on goats cracked. Absolutely busted.
Yeah,
model.
but when you throw Saruman in there, who's like, good luck, ever moving.
I hope he likes being hit by dwarfs.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited to do them. I haven't done anything outlandish with the painting. They are very much Iron Hill dwarves. They are silver.
Nice. So, if anyone got any more questions for anyone got any more for Ben?
A little quick one.
Yep.
Is Foreign got the Orchist?
He will do, Henry.
Oh,
he will do.
Lovely.
So
what a metagamer. Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
No, it's because if I drop Orchist, I don't have enough points to stick another dwarf in. So if anything, I'm only doing
maybe you should drop the goats too.
You reckon? Just strip all the equipment out. There's just absolutely no need for it.
It's a solid excuse, guys.
As you go up in points, you're going to add in Old Man Dane, you say, yeah?
Yes.
With his red axe.
It will be red, yes.
Oh, to combat with someone else's other red war gear. Hey, Jordan, what are you up to?
Rohan!
Segways, baby.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, why Rohan? When I got into Middle Earth, my absolute favorite scene is when the Riders of Rohan pull up at Pelennor and Theoden's just screaming death, and they're all screaming death, and I'm crying because I'm a little girl when it comes to this stuff, and yeah, I just love it. It's amazing. But when I got into the hobby, I got in with my partner, and we decided the best way to get in was with the Osgiliath box, and then I priced up a Rohan army, and I was like, geez, that is expensive. So yeah, no, I just got given a bunch of Rohan. One of our friends, Tom Robinson, just gave me the Rohan out of the old Battle of the Pelennor Fields box. So I was like, I'll run with that then. So my plan at 450 is to run the Riders of Theoden Legendary Legion. I've got King Theoden, and he has 4 Riders of Rohan with throwing spears and 1 Rider of Rohan without a throwing spear. I have Gamling, who I have built and undercoated and have stared at, and I'm really not looking forward to freehanding his banner. He's running around with 3 Riders of Rohan with throwing spears, and then Durnhelm is the last hero, and she will have 2 Riders of Rohan with no throwing spears. So that's my 450 running around. I've got 13 lads, and I'm hoping that it should be able to break through some stuff. Although Tom's bringing Saruman, who's going to just knock me off some horses. Yeah. And then the list just progresses bigger and bigger as you'd expect. So it gets more riders, more heroes. I think the only named hero I don't have in the last list is Elfhelm. No captains. I'm just going pure spam, as many lads as I can. I have got some proxies that I need to paint up of Royal Guard, which will make Bert very upset, but
Forgiven.
that's fine. He'll forgive me. I'll make sure they're painted really nice. Yeah. So yeah,
Hobbit hobby of you.
yeah. Well, if Games Workshop didn't charge the amount they charge for Royal Guard, in fact, me and Bert had this conversation today. £36 for 3 mounted Royal Guard, and then another £11 for 3 on foot, and I wanted 6 in my list. So yeah, that's the cost of the rest of the army, basically. So yeah, that's basically my plan. Run around with loads of horses going death and crying every time I do it.
I can't believe you'd bring guys that shout death and leave out Aemir, who actually says the speech.
So I actually have Aemir in my list. He's just not in my 450.
Utterly disgraceful.
He's in my.
I am convinced that AMO is slept on a lot.
We were
It's
talking.
Aemir's speech. Theoden doesn't even say it.
We were speaking about this today. Me and Bert played some games, and Bert taught me that I was still very new at this game. And hurt me. But we were talking about Aemir and ways to make him great again. And I just suggested he should be the only Rohan hero who has Fight 6. Just bake him in Fight 6 Rohan hero, and then all of a sudden everyone wants him because he's able to go toe to toe with like elf heroes
and dwarfs. Don't forget dwarfs. Never forget.
Yeah,
dwarfs.
I mean, yeah, those guys too. But like, it just makes him like all of a sudden he's takeable at the points cost he is.
I think you'll really enjoy using him at 600 either way. 3 points of fate and horse lord is very, very tough to get him off his horse, unless you haven't got like a blasty wizard wandering around. But until then, you're doing okay.
Well, when I play Tom, I'll let you know how Aemir does. So yeah, that's my plan. So you guys may have noticed that we've got 4 gamers, but there's 5 of us on this podcast, and so we have a final member of the team. Bert, do you want to run us through a little bit of what your job is?
I will
Such a
attempt to
seductive
describe.
picture.
I will attempt to describe. I mean, trying to be Greg Davis is one absolute hell of an ask.
I've run out of time to Photoshop your face over it, to be fair.
No, that's basically me in 5 years' time anyway. It'll it'll be absolutely fine. Essentially, what the role I've been very kindly offered is to try and coordinate this little bunch of miscreants and to distribute points. And so at the end of each month, when we come back and we record another episode of the pod and we go through what people have done and the scoring system, everything will be submitted to me, not all shared with each other. So when we hear from us again in a month's time, nobody will know what scores they're actually at. So that's my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job to Tovon. And then additionally, as the task master, not only do I give you 3 might points and a 4 up, I also have the rare privilege of setting this wonderful foursome a secret mission, a secret hobby mission each month. Which in order to get all 12 available points, they will also need to complete. So that is my role. And if I'm given jurisdiction, there may be other spurious bits of points awarding at some point as well. So I think Greg Davies does a better job as a dictator rather than a representative of democracy. And this is a mantle that I will happily take over.
I like that. Are we going to allow Bert to just award and take away points for things that he agrees and disagrees with? Live on pod discussion. Do we all cede to Bert? Just bosses around for the next 3 months.
I do, yes.
I like the idea that I'm going to get points taken away from me for not using Games Workshop miniatures.
Oh well. This isn't Verticon, but there's absolutely like there's some rule of cool. There can be some like extra achievements if you had some supreme moments in game of just incredible acts of valor. Anything cool. If you get, I don't know, if you get a rider of Rohan charging Saruman, dismounts him with a throwing spear, knocks him to the ground, does 4 wounds to him, Saruman fluffs all his fate and dies. That'll be worthy of an extra point.
Are you aware Jordan is piloting the Rohan?
Yeah, I'm rolling those dice, but and as you saw today, I can't win a roll off or a priority. I can't win an up or down. I'm quite good at throwing spears, hitting, but they don't actually kill anything. So yeah,
that's what throwing weapons do. To be fair,
I mean, I didn't say the game bonus points would be easy. They're just possible.
Nice
little Bertie bonus.
Nice.
A Bertie bonus, very nice.
You love a Bertie bonus.
Yeah, Bertie bonus. Some extra points. And what do points mean?
Prizes.
There we go.
That you win the league and get to come brag about it on a podcast.
Nice.
I'm depending on how my life goes. If I can cobble together a glorious little trophy, I will try. Well,
it's now worth it.
Aiming for something. I mean, who cares about having a 750 point army built in 3 months when the real prize is the tackiest trophy Bert can possibly get his hand on?
No, but what you really want to do is you want to get someone to do a 3D printed Bert's head trophy, much like Taskmaster.
Yes, but he also wants to do that for Atomic Berticon, so you know.
Oh, does he? Damn it! Damn your 100 event, mate! Like, oh, it's getting in the way of the true content.
Absolutely. But yeah, cool. I think that pretty much summarizes my role in all this. Essentially, I would have loved to have been a part of it and built a new army in 3 months, but I've been around for I think approaching 3 years, and I think I managed to play 2 different armies in that time. So I wasn't overly optimistic about the rate of improvement.
I've seen you play at least 5 different armies, but
5.
Khazad-dûm.
Maybe 4.
Minas Tirith. Your purple Minas Tirith.
I do have purple Minas Tirith.
Defenders of and then Isengard and Rohan, but then your Rohan's Defenders of Helm's Deep and Riders of Rohan.
Do you not also have Moria?
And then you've also played Moria, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen you play Moria.
Yeah, but Give yourself some credit.
Do you, however, think you could collect a 750-point army, fully paint it, and play 3 bat reps a month?
I mean, short of investing in Ents very, very quickly, I say it's probably quite optimistic.
Damn, why did I think that?
I
Just
don't know.
eagles.
It could have gotten me to get my Moria done, but if it was Moria or marriage, I think I'd probably have to go with the marriage, unfortunately.
Boring.
Sounds like a 50-50 to me. You should do an uppy-downy roll
Roll
for
off,
it.
mate. Yeah, roll off. Get your
the rider
get-
or the mount.
But get your wife in and have a roll off with her. You both fight 5 to start with.
I can't condone his actions.
I told George said that I would get dismounted on a 1, 2, or 3, and you can't really get past it. All right, next slide, please.
Yes. So the last slide we have on this this little slideshow before we do a big conclusion is for Bert basically to set our secret hobby mission, and there is nothing here because I don't know what it is. None of us know what it is. Over to you.
Yeah, so I think Ben's going to be the only one who is particularly happy about this secret hobby mission, which I decided before I knew what all the armies were. So for those of you who have to paint 2 models, I'm very sorry, but your secret hobby mission is to fully paint and base your leader. Now, if you have a mounted leader, this does in fact mean that you need to do the foot and mounted version.
This is outrageous, and I will not stand for it.
What if I'm not planning on him getting dismounted in game?
Yeah, you're not me. Come on, you can't just turn up to an event and say that. I brought dismount. He's never going to get dismounted.
For context, me and Tom went to a doubles, and Tom had some serpent riders, and then when we got to the event, I saw that his dismounts were not painted, and I was like, Tom, they're not painted. What are we going to do if they get dismounted? And Tom brazenly goes, well, they're just not going to get dismounted. And those 3 serpent riders didn't take a single wound the entire tournament, and they didn't get dismounted. I was shocked. Absolutely shocked. Yeah. Sorry, continue, Bert. Sorry.
But yes, I will. Well, again, as this is a dictatorship, depending, you may get 0, 1, 2, or 3 points depending on progress. It is definitely going to be harder to get all 3 points. Relatively easy to get 0 or 1 points. So get those leaders painted. Again, the leaders are very often the focal point of your army. So for any newer players watching this, putting that little bit of extra effort into an army leader, which Middle-earth, being Middle-earth, it'll often be a truly iconic character like Saruman, Theoden, Dane, the Mouth of Sauron.
We should have just bought captains. We should have just done captains, lads. Here is a fortitude all the way.
Yeah. What could be quite fun is on your mobile communication devices. If you want to finish painting your leader, if you could do a very short vertical video, I'll send some instructions on how to do this. Short vertical video that's less than a minute long, showing off how good he is. We could put it up as a little YouTube short, and then people can look at him and marvel at your glory. Vote for their favorite one. Favorite one can get a Bertie bonus or something.
There we go. Yeah,
Bertie bonus.
We love a Bertie bonus point. I'm going to stop the slideshow now so I can actually see what's going on in the chat.
It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be lots of arbitrary point scoring. Essentially, that is just if you want to do something just cool with your list. Maybe Tom paints the Palantir that comes in the Isengard battle host in a really cool way. And I think that if Tom manages to paint the Eye of Sauron for the end of September, I think that'd probably be worthy of an extra point.
Tom, have you
There you
seen
go.
Lewis? What Lewis's friend did for his Palantir.
No.
So one of the new guys at Thursday nights, Lewis, his friend does all his like hobbying for him because he just enjoys playing the game. And he has put an LED into the Palantir.
Oh, yes,
and
I have seen.
It glows, and it's amazing.
I assure you, I will not be doing that.
No, you could just offer Lewis a Red Bull and see if he'll lend it to you.
It's calm, boys. It's all right. It's calm. I'm gonna plate my black marble black, and I might dabble with the eye if I'm feeling fancy. But there's a 50 shades of white to paint on Saruman first. So
yeah, painting leaders is gonna be fun. Ben, what's your leader you're painting for this?
Oh, yeah,
Thorin on Go, innit?
Thorin on Go, so I will have to do the. I will have to do the.
I saw Dane and thought.
Yeah, I've ruined it. I should have got my Dane.
Henry's got to do beefy cheapy. Everyone else has got.
I was going to say, are we all painting a mounted model?
Is Henry's? Hang on, Henry is oh no, Henry's leader's beefy chiefy.
Yeah,
so Henry's the winner.
Because, well, put it this way: like I don't have to paint 2 models, but I basically have to do 2 models combined because it's a bloody troll. Like,
yeah.
I'm very pleased with myself.
I'm not pleased with you.
I haven't even decided what my basing's going to be yet. This is the problem. Basing stresses me out. Like there's no tomorrow.
I'll tell you what I've got live for viewers. I have got my test base. Look at that. It's awful on here.
What I've been loving, like absolute retro. I have an old plastic tub of GW flock. It's this beautiful, like thin. You can see it. That like really lovely kind of thin green. And I don't even know whether I can get hold of exactly the same tub again. But for the time being, it makes me very, very, very happy.
You're because I don't use the textures. My basing, I'm old school and I do the flock. So mine will be PVA glue flock, and I think I've got some autumnal leaves that I might go down the autumnal route and throw some autumnal leaves on.
Or punch if you want to borrow it.
No, I'm all right. Chris did that, but he's got his daughter to do it, didn't he?
He gets his daughter to do everything.
Yeah, she did the basic.
Where's Chris in the GBHL painting now, Tom?
He's still doing fairly well, but I'm still campaigning for it to be replaced by Chris's daughter as the rankings.
She's put all the effort in. He just shouldn't be, he shouldn't be taking the glory.
She does all his models. So if you ever meet Chris Bunce, tell him he's a fraud.
Right, lads, we've got some painting to crack on with. So should we
crack on
mash on? Are you who's Bert? Is Bert doing matchups, or are we doing them as and when?
I suppose we'll just do them as and when, aren't we? We're all playing each other, aren't we?
As and when, yeah. Everyone's playing everyone.
Jordan, when are you free next week, babes?
Let's
go. I'm calling you out, son.
Don't tell the internet where you are and when you're free. You're asking for the lad. Turns up with these models, gets mugged outside the shop.
Right. Well, we'll do that offline. But
yeah. Next week might be a struggle. I'm 30 next week. I'm in an existential crisis.
Ask what I want to have you the day after your 30th, please.
Just absolutely ruining the next decade for him.
Just while he's nice and hungover, I'll have a go.
I'll just turn up on my 30th if you are. I'm spending my 30th in your shop, to be fair.
Oh, well, perfect. Let's go. Come at me.
Jordan, are you a fan of brownies?
Brownie?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very
food.
question.
The food. Obviously the food.
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus.
Charlotte makes lovely ones.
Well, I'll bring you some for your birthday on Thursday.
That's all we want. That's all we want, boys. Brownies.
Are we getting dinner as well?
Oh yeah.
Should we get dinner? That'd be nice. Let's do dinner. Let's do dinner.
On Thursday night? Yeah, we're getting dinner.
Yeah. Let's do dinner.
Leah's coming along, so hopefully she'll treat me to dinner. If not, then
go dinner.
Dinner with the gang.
Oh, okay.
Lovely. I'll see you boys on Thursday.
See you then.
Dinner.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.